Okay, here we are at the machine. Remember, we've pinned our zipper onto the woven side of our fabric with the zipper head down. Okay, and now I'm going to change my foot to put on my zipper foot. You may or may not have one. Some people are able very easily to put on a zipper, or fairly easily, without a zipper foot, but I prefer using mine. As I said, I'm going to move the zipper head down out of my way to begin with, and I'm going to begin sewing. So I'm going to make sure this is lined up. Put this underneath there, and I'll begin sewing now. I'm going to take a few stitches, and then I think I'll go a back stitch a couple of times. Okay. And now I'm just going to begin stitching, removing my pins as I get to them. And now I'm getting close to that zipper head again, or the pull tab. So I'm going to put my machine in the needle down position. I can do that just by turning the wheel if I need to. Lift up my presser foot, turn this to the side, and pull the zipper, getting the head back out of the way with the zipper pull, and begin sewing again. When I get to the end again, I'm going to back stitch a few times just to kind of lock my thread in. Now you can see that this has turned out quite nicely. Looks really nice. Okay, what I'm going to do now, before I go any further, is I'm going to do another stitch that holds this down. See how that has a tendency to go up? I'm going to stitch about 1/4 of an inch away from the last row of stitching that I did. So I'm going to open my fabric like this, push that down, and do another row of stitching about 1/4 of an inch away. And I'm going to use my presser foot to help me know where to stitch. This is just something added that I do because it kind of keeps everything nice and tidy. Okay, very nice. See how the zipper works? Just great. And now I'll begin to do the other side. Okay, now we're ready to add the second side, and we're going to put our fabric, our woven fabric, pretty side up. We're going to take the piece of fabric to which we just have sewn the zipper, and we're going to take it and put it pretty side down. Okay, so once again you're going to start in the center, but this time you're going to move your zipper all the way to the left, lining up the two pieces of fabric, lining up the bottom of the zipper, and lining up the zipper to the edge of the fabric. And then, as we did before, we're just going to take one pin and pin it and see if it looks like what we're doing is correct. So we're going to open it up, and if that were sewn along that edge right there, you can see that it will make a nice edge. So that is right. So we're going to continue pinning then. Again, lining up the edge of the zipper with the edge of the cloth, the edge of the zipper with the edge of the cloth, and that's going to be really nice. So join me back again at the sewing machine. Okay, we're going to sew down along this side of the zipper as close as we can to the teeth using our zipper foot, making sure we're all lined up here to begin with. Coming up here, zipper foot, and then I'm going to begin sewing. couple of back stitches again, and then I'm just going to sew down. Taking my needles out as I go, pins out as I go. It probably would have been to my advantage if I had put my pins in sideways, so it would have been easier to take them out. Once again, I'm going to be getting down here. Well, maybe it'll be okay with the zipper head. I'm going to the end, okay. And then a back stitch. And before I do the next line of stitching, I do want to take this out and cut the little stragglies off, and make sure that I've done this correctly before I put another line of stitching that I might have to take out. Looks great. See if the zipper works. It works very well. And so now what I'm going to do, remember what we had done before, we had sewn down this side of the zipper. I don't know if you could see that. We sewed right here this side of the zipper. I'm going to do the same thing over here so this doesn't flap up. See how this side stays down nicely and this side flaps up. So I'm going to do another row of stitching right to the outside of where I placed the zipper stitches. So I'm going to and it's about 1/4 of an inch, as I said, away. And it just kind of helps to hold everything in place, and it keeps actually things out of the way of the zipper so that things don't get caught. Now, one of the other things that I've done to make my pouches look a little bit neater is, do you see where there's the hand woven that's peeking out right here? Sometimes I will fold this up like so, and making sure that this back part is out of the way, and I'll just trim off that hand woven so that it's flush with the zipper. But you have to be really careful that you don't cut something you don't want to cut. So you can do this, or you can leave it as it is. Okay. Now there's a little section right here that looks like it didn't catch when I was doing my second row of stitching, so I think I'll just stitch that down just to make it perfect. So I'll just start right here on top of the other line of stitching and do a few back stitch and go down here, making sure I catch that spot that I had missed before, and then ending right into the stuff that I had already sewn. Okay. Alright. So far so good, and meet me back here and I'll show you how to finish up your bag.